Good morning, this is Mary Flower. I finished my journals that I started to show you the other day. They're bohemian, probably more steampunk. I finished 3 of them. I actually had 4, but it's almost finished, but I thought I'll make the video anyway. 3 is enough to show you. They're all the same pretty much. I found this old scarf and I liked how it looked with it, so I cut it apart and used it as the tie. And I'll put that aside. These are about 15 inches long, and I used a legal size file folder on the insides of these. I put this fabric that had like tulle and silky material along the front, along with the little rows. And then what I did is I took a heat gun to it, and it kind of gave it, along with what I put on the inside, I used a heat gun, and it kind of shriveled it up and kind of gave you that feeling like it's from an old attic or something. Now, on the inside, I used this wonderful, beautiful, very expensive, it's actually hand-painted wallpaper, and it's quite expensive, but I was able to get about a couple yards of it, and I adhered it with my tacky glue to the upholstery. And I love how the way it feels. It feels like leather or something. It's just beautiful. And the colors are absolutely a beautiful match. Now, along the edges here, I put more of that silky material, if you can see, and I took a heat gun to it, so it kind of gave it that old from the attic look. So now I'm going to go through these really quick and see if I can pull this up here. This is hard to see because these are about 15 inches long. And so if I hold it this way, you can kind of see the whole thing. But I don't know if I can get it in the entire, but I will try. Now these fold out. I put them into like a tri-fold. They fold out. If you unfold the whole thing, they fold out like so. They all have, I folded up this bottom of the file folder to create pockets along here. And in each section, I folded it back and forth like so. And in each section, I put in one signature of the older papers. So you can kind of lay this out any way you want. And let me just run through this. I used an old Victorian book, because I kind of wanted to give it a Victorian steampunk look. At first I wanted to do Bohemian, but it kind of turned out more Victorian / steampunk. So let me go through this. I used designer papers, pages from an old fashion book, and the pages were kind of already a little old, so I didn't really feel like I needed to do anything to it. The designer papers were very nice designer papers that I got at a thrift store, and I got a good deal on them because they're kind of expensive. And I put those in there, and they kind of go along with my papers that I have dyed. And some of these I've used different processes. On this paper here, which is ledger paper, I did that process where you boil the papers with plants, different kinds of plants, and I like how they turned out, and I've just kept them. These papers here were, I wrinkled them up and put them in just regular dye, and then some other ones I used, you'll see, I used just coffee staining. So I used several processes. On all the corners, I've punched out some the edges to make it look prettier. And I've used a couple of different punches here. Some of this paper here was just some old butcher paper that got wrinkled, and I like how it looked. It fits in here really well. Some of this is sketch paper that I dyed. And so the processes are a little different, but each one turned out beautiful. And so I use dark and light papers on these. I made these pockets some time ago, and I was saving them for a steampunk Victorian type of a book, and they fit in with this really well. So that's the first section. Now I can, with this section, put it completely out like this, which if you're going to write in this, this is actually probably a good way, is to just lay it out like so. And in the bottom, like I said, I've created the pockets here. I've put in a few of my places for pockets, and this was dyed in a different way. I put in a few of the botanical type pages, and in each book I've tried to include these long legal size envelopes that I have coffee stained in each one. Some of the papers are dark, some of them are light, so it's kind of a nice effect. And I'll go over this one really a little slower, but the other ones have a similar look, so I'll go through those a little more quickly. So that is that section. And then if you come over here, you can lay out this section right on top of this. And it will be fun to journal in these, or whatever you want to do with them. They're kind of fun. I've left the pages pretty much blank so that you can do whatever you want with them. Now, whatever I don't sell at my show on the 10th of November, then I will directly put them on eBay for Christmas. So I'll let you know if anybody's interested in these. Now this one folds from this side, and they have a key, which is a Tim Holtz key on here. Just kind of made it a little more fun, and they're tied up with these pieces of scarf or something, but they look really good with it, so I like it. So I'll do the other two, and I'll do them a little more quickly. This one I think opens the same way. No, this one opens from the other side. See that? And you can have it however you want. Here is this section that's down here, is where it folds up, and I put the different places for my tags here. And these can be laid out the opposite way. And I think it's fun either way. So there's like a signature in each section. And the feel of this paper is just great. It feels, I like it a lot. And so I'll do a really quick flip through. The same pages, same types of pages. Then this section here, little Victorian card. I don't know if you saw that. Let me go back. See that? A couple of designer papers, but for the most part, they're papers that are hand dyed and processed. And then the last section. And if you lay the sections out, you can actually see the pages lay better when you lay the sections out. So if you get these, you know, just lay it out if you're working on it, and then you can write on it or include papers in here a little easier. So this is how it folds up. And this one is from this side. And I'm using the same kind of tie on here. And then I have one more, the same thing, lays out the same way. I don't know if this is the one I just showed. I'm not sure. But I will. All of them are really similar. This may have been the one I did not show you. They all look so much alike, but they're very beautiful. These I really have enjoyed making these. I really like the way they turned out. Some I like better than others, but for that Victorian look, these are quite yummy. So, and then. So I actually have 4 of these. I just showed you 3 today. The others almost finished. Then I'm making 6 of these. I'm using this really gorgeous fabric. This is an upholstery fabric that I found on sale. It was like $36 a yard, but I got it for half the price, which I still paid. But if you look at it, this is beautiful. It's almost like tapestry in here. It's beautiful. And so I will be making 6 of these. This is also adhered to a hand-painted wallpaper. And it feels almost like leather by the time you're done. It's very beautiful. Now, these will be a little smaller. They're about 12 inches. And they will be just a little bit littler. So, but nonetheless, just as beautiful. And I'll probably include a little more intense, beautiful, brighter colors on these. Probably some of the same papers, but probably a few more bright papers. And I'm going to be making 6 of these. And so I will show you when these are done. And so this is my next project. I'm trying to get as many as I can done before the 10th. Now, after the 10th, I will put as many as I don't sell on eBay. And I have, a couple hundred almost now to sell. So there should be some left over. So if you like this, let me know. Now, give me a thumbs up, okay? And a nice comment. I really enjoy your comments, and I always try to answer. And thank you very much. And have a nice day, everybody.